who are stated to be an even newer, more ultimate version of the Pacifista, far superior to even the newest models the moment that they are born. Hey, what's up everybody? It's LeeLos, and today we're talking about why Blackbeard versus the Seraphim is obvious. Stay steady in pursuit of your dreams and goals. You're born to win, you're made for greatness, and I definitely believe in you guys. Keep up the great work each and every day. So today we'll be analyzing the Seraphim in One Piece. How powerful are the Seraphim individually? How would Blackbeard fighting each of the Seraphim 1v1 go? Then how would Blackbeard do fighting all 7 of the Seraphim at the exact same time? Alright, let's go. Shaggy states that the Navy views the Seraphim as a replacement to the 7 warlords, and their creator Vegapunk is basically a One Piece version of Rick from Rick and Morty. Vegapunk is a morally gray scientist with a genius mind so outrageously powerful that he can rival the destructive power of the Yonkos with his technology alone. And analyzing Vegapunk's previous creations gives us a better understanding as to how powerful and special the Seraphim truly are. In addition to the Seraphim, Vegapunk is the sick mastermind responsible for creating most of the One Piece world government's advanced, twisted military technology. A great example of this being the original Pacifista. Vegapunk created the Pacifista that throttled the Straw Hats pre-time skip and ended up leveling the playing fields against countless hockey using New World veteran pirates during Marineford. Then, during the time skip, Vegapunk goes on to create an upgraded model of the Pacifista called the MK-111. This is revealed during Egghead Island as a far superior redesign of the models used during the Marineford War. So imagine a character so strong it took the entirety of the Straw Hats pre-time skip pushing themselves to exhaustion just to defeat one of them, then make that already broken character several times more powerful, decked out with superior battle tech in every conceivable way, and that creates the MK-111. Then visualize the Seraphim, who are stated to be an even newer, more ultimate version of the Pacifista, far superior to even the newest models the moment that they are born. Then they have the potential to grow exponentially stronger from there. The Seraphim are children cyborgs that grow physically older and more powerful with time. Since they're still children, they're currently far from their full potential. Vegapunk actually reveals he's still running tests on them, so they're a work in progress with the potential to become the strongest beings on Earth. However, the limits of their power are a mystery even to Vegapunk, shown in chapter 1065 as a Vegapunk drone is shocked silly at the Seraphim's ability to evolve and develop their new attack patterns. The drone then goes on to state that the Seraphim have been given growth acceleration technology, similar to the technology used on the Germa soldier clones that allows them to become 20 years old within a few years. So the Seraphim, they age faster than a normal person and will become adults faster than a normal person as well. And seeing how Vegapunk outclasses Germa in literally every technological feat, the growth acceleration formula that Vegapunk's using might be more potent than the one that Judge figured out. So for Judge, it took about 5 years to create a full-grown 20-year-old adult soldier. With the Seraphim, it might be faster. Vegapunk goes on to state that the Seraphim are the highest level of science conceivable in the entire history of the One Piece seas, and that the Seraphim are already the strongest form of humanity. Taken literally, that would mean he views the potential of the Seraphim to be superior to all of Vegapunk's previous inventions, and all of the technology from the Void Century that impresses Vegapunk even to this very day, including the island erasing super cannon Vegapunk created that was so powerful firing it one time literally deleted a fraction of the Earth permanently like a Toriko character. The blast was so powerful it literally changed the water level of the ocean around the entire world. Many days have passed since the firing of the laser, yet the hole still exists. So if we take the statements of Vegapunk literally, then that would mean each of the Seraphim, once at full potential, would individually eventually become more powerful than this cannon, or at least relative to it. Basically, each Seraphim should be at least a Yonko tier combatant once they're fully grown. This actually fits the narrative of Vegapunk stating, "We created these Seraphim to be the ultimate form of humanity." When you put all the context clues together, Vegapunk's basically saying, yeah bro, I made these sentient super cyborgs that are absolutely overpowered for genuinely no reason. But hey, it's pretty cool, right bro? The Seraphim actually have so much potential that Vegapunk can make 3 more of them and just replace the Admirals in a couple years if he really wanted to. Like the Mihawk Seraphim, for example, might literally become Pirate King level strong once he's an adult. They're all basically designed to be able to surpass their original, and really all of the Seraphim are very relative to each other. They might all surpass Pirate King level once they're adults. The Seraphim as children all scale considerably below King in power. This is blatantly shown by Zoro fighting a very high difficulty fight with King, and Zoro actually gets slammed and overpowered by King several times during their fight. While the Mihawk Seraphim, the Seraphim with the most powerful original model and likely the strongest out of all of the Seraphim, is literally non-stop outclassed and thrashed by Zoro the entirety of their fight. The Mihawk Seraphim never even lands a single attack on Zoro on screen, and he doesn't even come close to overpowering Zoro. He just gets slashed by Zoro countless times while landing 0 successful on-screen counterattacks of his own. And a similar thing is shown when Sanji packs up a Seraphim like a lunchbox off screen and returns with 0 visible damage taken. With Sanji, Zoro, and King all 3 being solid 1st Division Commander tier fighters in terms of power, and Sanji borderline low diffing a Seraphim off screen, it's safe to put the Seraphim below 1st Division Commander level. The safest range for the Seraphim's power, from what we've seen and from the feats in the series, the Seraphim range from 3rd Division Commander level to mid 2nd Division Commander level, because a powerful veteran 2nd Division Commander like Queen pushed Sanji to a far more challenging battle than what the Seraphim were capable of. So the outcome of Blackbeard versus all 7 Seraphim at once depends on a few factors. First of all, we have to consider this. The Seraphim were so powerful upon creation, the One Piece world government felt comfortable firing and killing off all the 7 warlords. But it is yet to be confirmed if the Seraphim have truly 100% surpassed or even matched the warlords as a whole already, or if surpassing and matching the warlords is something that will happen with time as they develop their abilities. So the fight is really simple. If the 7 Seraphim together have already successfully matched the exact power level of the combined might of the previous 7 warlords, if that is actually true, then the group of Seraphim together would stomp Blackbeard out. They would beat Blackbeard. It would be high difficulty, but they'd still be able to pull it off. Here's why. To match the power of the 7 warlords means the following. If the Seraphim team up and they challenge Mihawk, Boa Hancock, Doflamingo, Kuma, and Moria to a team deathmatch, then the battle ends with 0 survivors, meaning the Seraphim as a team would be capable of killing that squad of monsters, with Mihawk himself being a Yonko tier combatant, and the upper limits of Kuma's power never fully even being shown. So if the combined Seraphim are stronger than Mihawk and Boa and Doflamingo together, then yeah, Blackbeard would get destroyed by an enemy that powerful. Sabo is stated to be the 2nd strongest member of the Revolutionary Army after Kuma leaves the Revolutionary Army and becomes a slave to the world government. So it's possible that Sabo was actually weaker than Kuma before getting Ace's Devil Fruit. Kuma, when he had his brain and was fully functioning, might have been a legit Sabo level fighter, especially when you consider the fact that Blackbeard states he was not ready to fight Shanks during Marineford even after getting Whitebeard's powers, and Mihawk is confirmed to have stronger swordsmanship than Shanks. He literally is confirmed to have beyond Yonko tier sword skill and has no devil fruit to take away. So I mean, Mihawk on his own is a bad matchup for Blackbeard, let alone some monsters that are capable of killing Mihawk plus 6 other warlords at the exact same time. Okay, so if you interpret the statements of the Seraphim being a complete, perfect replacement to the warlords, literally, then in that situation, Blackbeard would not be able to defeat all 7 of them at once. But let's keep going. Let's keep analyzing this and find out what the most accurate conclusion truly is. Blackbeard needs to know how Lunarian abilities work in order to deal enough damage to defeat one of them. Blackbeard might know the weaknesses of the Lunarians because the moment he sees a Seraphim, he instantly knew it was a Lunarian. But even if he doesn't know the weaknesses of a Lunarian, we've seen One Piece characters such as Zoro figure out the weaknesses of the Lunarians mid-battle and defeat a Lunarian more powerful than all of the Seraphim anyway. So Blackbeard, being a higher ranking and more powerful pirate than Zoro, Zoro, with far more knowledge on Lunarians than Zoro has, it's very likely Blackbeard would be able to figure out their weaknesses too against any of the Seraphim. So one of Blackbeard's greatest strength feats in the series occurred off screen and leads to a lot of the fan base underestimating Blackbeard's full power. Marco states that the remaining members of the Whitebeard pirates challenged Blackbeard to a fight over Whitebeard's remaining territory. During this battle, Blackbeard soloed all of the remaining Whitebeard pirates by himself. It's literally one of the most insane feats in all of One Piece because he solos like 10 commanders at once by himself, with Marco and Vista and Jozu being included in that. Top level commanders being included in that, all getting just low diffed by Blackbeard by himself. So individually, Blackbeard has the strength to destroy any of the Seraphim one-on-one, and it's really not even a close fight. With proper understanding of their powers and fighting seriously, Blackbeard should be capable of low diffing any of the Seraphim individually, proven by Sanji low diff destroying a Seraphim and Blackbeard being significantly more powerful than Sanji. If you lean more on statements and believe that the Seraphim have perfectly replaced the power gap left by the 7 warlords, and you take those statements completely literally, then the Seraphim working together destroy Blackbeard with high difficulty. If you lean more on the idea that all of the Seraphim are relative in power, and that the Seraphim need to grow into adults before fully replacing the power gap left by the 7 warlords, and Blackbeard knows how their weakness works or can at least figure it out during their battle, then Blackbeard destroys the Seraphim roughly as easily as he destroyed the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates during the Payback War. He would hit him with the Zehaha and then destroy the whole squad of them with a few quake punches. The Seraphim are still new characters and the limits on their powers still have mystery surrounding them. So this is the safest, most politically correct way to answer the question as Oda continues to flesh out their characters. But let me put the political correctness to the side for a second. As a One Piece fan who's been reading One Piece since he was 5 years old, I'm 26 now, and I studied the series deeply. I've rewatched the majority of One Piece countless times. Let me just give you this honest, actual answer. What I said prior was just the nicest way of scaling all the possibilities and upsetting as few people as possible. The truth is, even as a full squad, all 7 of the Seraphim narratively and based on feats, even as a group, all working together still lose to Blackbeard. This is proven by the fact that seasoned Yonko, such as Kaido and Big Mom, both on numerous occasions were implied to be capable of killing their entire crew by themselves if they really wanted to. Big Mom was blatantly stated to be capable of doing this. Like, that's pretty much the entire plot of Whole Cake Island, is like all of Big Mom's entire crew trying not to get soloed by Big Mom, and then Kaido scales above Big Mom. So the gap between Yonkos and First Division commanders is so massive that Yonkos can literally one-shot them, proven in the first Luffy versus Kaido fight. We scaled the strongest Seraphim earlier to be at most 2nd Division commander level. So basically, in more simple terms, the question of this video is, can Blackbeard kill 7 2nd Division commander level fighters all by himself, working together at the same time? And a weaker Blackbeard literally accomplishes this exact feat. Yeah, a weaker Blackbeard pretty much literally accomplishes this exact feat by soloing the Whitebeard pirate commanders during the Payback War. The Seraphim, they have the most potential out of any character in One Piece in terms of becoming powerful. So 7 full-grown Seraphim objectively destroy Blackbeard. According to statements, even just 1 full-grown Seraphim might be enough to surpass all the Yonkos entirely. They're basically put into the story to show that Vegapunk's technology is absolutely overpowered. They have Seraphim DNA, which arguably has the strongest genetic abilities in all of One Piece by default. Like, they're born with like top tier durability when they use their flame mode. Then they have Pacifista technology enhancing their durability. They have Kizaru's lasers, and they have devil fruit powers, and they might still be able to swim because they never actually ate devil fruits. So the only reason this video is a debatable discussion at all is because the Seraphim are still children. The moment the Seraphim start awakening their devil fruits, or if any of them develop advanced conqueror's haki, it's just a complete wrap. It's finished. It's a complete wrap. If it gets to that point where these Seraphim start awakening their devil fruits and getting advanced conqueror's haki, then at that point all the pirates really should just retire.